Now, I know that Rishi has got what it takes. He's got what it takes to provide the leadership that we need to steer the country through tough economic times. In the pandemic, he put the package together that saved 12 million jobs and thousands upon thousands of businesses. Yeah. And of course, it's only because he got the economy back on track after COVID that in this global fight against inflation, we could take the measures that we've been able to protect the most vulnerable, struggling to make ends meet. And there's more. We know there's more we've got to do. Now, you know, during this contest, you may just hear one or other candidate talk about tax cuts. Just remember this. While others talk the talk, Rishi this month delivered the biggest tax cut for working people in a decade. Yeah. And he did it because he's a true Conservative, imbued by his parents and his grandparents who first came over here in the 1960s, imbued with the values of enterprise, hard work and family. Rishi's values are our values. And he's always had the courage of his convictions. And I remember back when we had the referendum in 2016, he was one of the first ones out of the traps as a young, new member of Parliament, a backbencher, with all the pressure on him at the time. And he immediately put his colours to the mast. And not just that, he immediately started thinking about how we could grasp the opportunities of Brexit. In 2016, he wrote the seminal pamphlet on free ports. 5 years later, as Chancellor, he delivered the first ones. Rishi is someone who makes things happen.
I am committed to reducing corporate and personal taxes, but I will not enter into a tax bidding war over my tax cuts are bigger than yours. To make promises that you cannot keep is a betrayal of everything that I stand for. And I really want to stress that the dividing line in this race is not tax cuts, it's judgment. We can only deliver lower taxes if we stop pretending that the state continues to do everything we are currently trying to do. We need to recognise it is not just a matter of doing the same with less. We need to focus on the essentials. We need to be straight with people. The idea we can simply say efficiency savings, click our heels 3 times and they will materialise, it's for the birds. It is the scale and structure of government that drives the inefficiencies. My government will discard the priorities of Twitter and focus on the people's priorities.
This list, who I'm going to back, will continue with those manifesto promises and will continue to deliver for the government and for the Conservative Party moving forward. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Yes, I'm also going to be backing Liz Truss. And as Nadine said, I think she's as strong a Brexiteer as either of us is, and that's really important. She has been my strongest supporter as a candidate in getting Brexit opportunities. When we discussed taxation, this was always opposed to Rishi's higher taxes. That again is proper conservatism, and I think she's got the character to lead the party and the nation.
Is Liz Truss the stop Rishi candidate?
Liz Truss is the best candidate. That's what we're working for. She's a proper Eurosceptic. She'll deliver for the voters, and she believes in low taxation.
And she's a woman. And is she the sort of continuity candidate? Will Boris Johnson be backing her?
More than 14. I'm very happy that we'll be able to supply the signatures and go through the first round of voting. And then obviously things will change because other colleagues will sadly not be able to get the number of votes that they need, and people will then vote for other people. And we'll see as we go through rounds 2, 3 and 4. But I have to say, for the feedback we're getting from colleagues, we're confident we've got a good campaign, and I certainly think we've got a good principal, a good candidate in Nadine Zahawi.
So you've got more than 20?
Oh, yes, yeah.
Do you have more than 30?
We're very happy that the first round vote...
You'll get through the first 2 rounds, you think?
Yes.
OK.
I think after the last several years, the public want to see less personalities and politics and more good government and just plain old getting on with the job. We won't be rewarded at the next election for the things that we have done, whether that's the rollout of booster vaccines or the boosting jobs right across the country. We will be judged on what we will do about the great challenges of our time, whether that's finding ways to ease the cost of living or confronting the invasion of a European nation by a brutal dictator.
Well, I think the result should be announced on the 5th of September, which will be when the House returns from the summer recess. I think that's a perfectly reasonable timetable. What the party board and the volunteers on the party board were very keen to ensure is that there were going to be sufficient opportunities for hustings meetings around the country, and we've reached a satisfactory agreement on that.